מסכות רשנים זמירות ריחודים הבנרישה רש 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 הבנרישה רש 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 הבנרישה רש 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 ברשנים חג פורים חג פורים חג גדול על היהודים מסכות רשנים זמירות ריחודים הבנרישה רש 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 הבנרישה רש 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 הבנרישה רש 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 ברשנים הוצאו עצה ותעופה דברי דבר ולא יקום הוצאו עצה ותעופה דברי דבר ולא יקום כי עמנואל הוצאו עצה ותעופה דברי דבר ולא יקום כי עמנואל הוצאו עצה ותעופה דברי דבר ולא יקום הוצאו עצה ותעופה דברי דבר ולא יקום כי עמנואל הוצאו עצה ותעופה דברי דבר ולא יקום כי עמנואל. Happy Purim, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Is this, Kylie, is this on? Yeah, you can hear me. Shabbat Shalom, Hag Purim. We have a surprise guest who has come all the way here just to light our candles. And so please give a big round of applause to Olaf, who is going to light our Shabbat candles. Olaf, will you come out? Olaf decided to spend the winter here because it's so cold. Olaf loves the snow. And so please join us as Olaf lights our Shabbat candles. We'll join together in our prayer. It's page 2 in our prayer books. And then we're going to see, as we'll actually find out who the real Olaf is, if anybody can guess. So go ahead and let's lead us, Cantor Mini, in our Shabbat candle blessings.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
All right, any guesses on who Olaf is? He's been in all these movies and nobody's ever known. Take a guess. All right. You guys are all very smart. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Become president of the congregation, you get to be in all these great movies. So welcome, everybody. We're going to sing and hear the words of our Megillah in a few different ways tonight. Hopefully, who got instruments when they came in? Did you get instruments? Yeah? All right, let's hear your instruments. Let's make them loud. And then if you look, we have our sign that when you see the green light, you're going to make a lot of noise, and then when it turns red, you're not. So let's practice. Brilliant. All right. We're going to start with Lechu Neranana. Turn in your prayer books and join with us.
Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Naria litzur yishenu, nekad ma'bana b'toda. Naria litzur yishenu, bizmirot naria lo. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, ladonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, ladonai.
Turn to page 20 in our prayer books. Page 20, as we'll share the words of Lekado D as we welcome this very special Shabbat in. Please join us and use your musical instruments. We'll stand for the very last stanza.
La 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 Lekado D. Ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 penny Shabbat. Penny Shabbat nekabela. Let me hear you shake. La 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 Lekado D. La 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 likrat kala. La 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 penny Shabbat nekabela. Ya la 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 Lekado D. Ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 penny Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad. Hishmi'anu el ha'meyuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad. L'shemo tiferet v'lit hilah. Ya la 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 Lekado D. Ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 penny Shabbat nekabela. Ya la 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 Lekado D. Ya la 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 likrat kala.
Dylan
Ya la
dancing.
la la
Dance,
penny
Dylan.
Shabbat nekabela. Hitorari, hitorari, umi uri, uri uri, uri uri, shir da baby, kevod Adonai, elayich niklah.
Join with us.
Ya la 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 Lekado D. Ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 penny Shabbat nekabela. Ya la 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 Lekado D. Ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 penny Shabbat nekabela. Please rise and face the entrance to our sanctuary or to your home. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam b'simcha, u'b'zochola, toch emuni, am segula, boi chala, boi chala. Ya la 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 Lekado D. Ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 penny Shabbat nekabela. Ya la 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 Lekado D. Ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 penny Shabbat nekabela. Ya la 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 Lekado D. Ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 penny Shabbat nekabela.
We stay standing as we turn to page 26.
Yikada vikada shemei rabba Be'almadi vrachir tev yamlich malchute B'chayechan uv'yomechan Uv'chayedecho Beit Yisrael Ba'agala Uv'izman kariv V'imru Amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarach le'alama me'almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitavle v'yitalal shemei dekudasha barihu le'ela min kol b'chata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amira ve'alma v'yimeru.
Amen. Page 28, we face east for the Baruch Hu. Please remain standing.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai. HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam
We open up our eyes as we look out to the world, as we look inward to our community and this congregation, and embrace the Shabbat with these words.
Open up our eyes, teach us how to live, fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. Open up our eyes, teach us how to live, fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. Come on, sing with me. Open up our eyes, teach us how to live, fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name. We will know that you are one, and we will know that you are one. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam va'ed. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
And be seated as we turn to page 36. Please join with us the words of V'ahavta.
V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher Anochi metzavecha hayom levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha u'dlektecha b'derech u'v'shokbecha uvkumecha ukshartam לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Page 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through a wilderness, and that there's no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, by marching together. We share in the words that the Israelites sang as they marched together and experienced their first moments of freedom. Page 40, Mi Chamocha. Page 42, a prayer that we pray this evening is a peaceful evening for all of us and all of those we love. Hashkivenu. I'm sorry. That's okay.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Mahamidenu Makeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Mahamidenu Makeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Mahamidenu Makeinu lechaim. Ushmor Satenu, Uvoenu, L'chaim u'shalom, me'ata ve'ad olam. Egan on keys, Rob on drums, Zach on bass, and Justin on saxophone. Let's hear it for the Rock Shabbat Band. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Mahamidenu Makeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Mahamidenu Makeinu Yehudenu Malkeinu L'chaim.
Page 46. We begin to pray as if everything depends on God, but we remind ourselves to continue to act as though everything depends on us. Please rise for our most personal prayers. Beginning page 46, our Amidah.
Elohe Avraham, Elohe Yitzhak, Elohe Yaakov, Elohe Sarah, Elohe Rivka, Elohe Rachel, Elohe Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor Mahanora, Eloyah, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekanei Hakol, V'zacher chastei ava ve'imahot, u'mevi ge'ula livnei v'neihem, laman shemo be'ahava, melech ozer u'moshia u'magen, baruch atah Adonai, magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah, atah gibor le'olam Adonai, mechayei hakol atah rav lehoshia, mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, mechakel chayim bechesed, mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, somak noflim v'rofech olim, u'matir asurim, u'mekayim emunato, lishenei afar, michamocha ba'gevurot, u'mida melach, melech b'mit u'mechayeh, u'matmiach Yeshua v'neheman atah lahayot hakol, baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol.
Please be seated. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts and joy to joy and our minds to truth. Let us remember that we pray for all who struggle to find rest on this day and for all who suffer to find solace. As we turn our prayers especially towards those across our world suffering from war, most recently those in Ukraine, we offer these words to them. War has begun, and we know that people are fleeing their homes and innocent people are dying. God, we ask your protection for Ukraine and its citizens. Quiet the fears that threaten to deafen us as we raise our voices for them. Grant us shlemut, a sense of inner peace, so that we can help to remain calm and reach out to those in need. As we share these words from the book of Isaiah, may nation not lift up sword against nation, so that no one will learn war anymore. May this become true in our day, in this hour, in our world, as we share those very words in the Hebrew.
Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yimadu od milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yilmadu od milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yilmadu od milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yilmadu od milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yimadu od milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yimadu od milchama.
Take a moment for our own personal prayers. Oseh Shalom B'Mermav. Let us not stop after making our swords into plowshares, but go on and make all of those weapons in our world into musical instruments. Should anyone ever want to start war again, they would have to turn those instruments into plowshares first. Amen. We turn now to those who fight their own personal battles, those who are suffering and in need of healing. As we turn to page 253, our prayers for those whom we wish to have a fuller sense of themselves, a healthy sense of themselves, our prayer for healing, Misha Berach 253.
Misha Berach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen.
If there are any names you'd like to share, please share them as I look around the room.
כל הברכה לאבותינו. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say amen.
You ready to celebrate Purim together? That wasn't very loud. Let's test our light. When the light goes on, let's see if you're ready to celebrate Purim. Good job. All right, so we're going to invite Lauren is going to pass around some groggers for anybody who is groggerless. God forbid you should be groggerless on Purim. If you need a grogger, raise your hand. And Lauren is going to come around and she'll give you a grogger as our band's going to lead us in some Purim songs, and then we have a special song to share. So, when you hear the name Haman, So, everybody, make sure you stretch your arms out a little bit. Can we stretch our grogger arm? Don't punch your neighbor in the face. Stretch your grogger arm out a little bit. And we're gonna tell the story of Purim a few different times tonight. The first time, we're going to ask you to look up at the screen, which is why we've had the screen down this Shabbat. Look up at the screen, and a colleague made a wonderful way of explaining Purim this year that we wanted to share with you. So when you hear that name, you make sure to make noise. Otherwise, sing along.
We don't talk about you, no, no, no. We don't talk about you, no. It was our wedding day. Girls were getting ready after spending 12 months in a vat. 6 in myrrh, 6 in perfume. The eunuchs walked in with a mischievous grin and said, "Girl, does this toga make me look fat?" The parts that really in the story go on. Haman started to complain. What was he telling? In doing so, he floods the king's brain and gets a swept head, yeah. These Shushan Jews are quite a pain. And they said word on 13, I died. We don't talk about you, no, no, no. We don't talk about you, no. Hey, Jews who live in fear of Haman plotting and scheming. Esther finally hears the plan, I caught her screaming. I associate it with sackcloth and with ash. Her uncle is informed of the plot. Esther's hopes are sunk, but this guy gives her one last shot. Helps her come up with the solid plan. Do you understand?
The 7-day feast is how this all began. But we need another two for our dear Haman. Yeah, he dreams his schemes, feasts and he beams. But
we don't talk about you, no, no, no. We don't talk about you. Jews would die by royal decree. No, no. But if all the Jews had died, now where would we be? Good point. And let's not forget about Judah Maccabee. When's that? I know that don't give in, gonna let our little light shine. Haymans come and those haymans they go, but one thing you should know, we're sisters and brothers, we're all connected in how. Christian, Muslim and Jew, we're connected in how. You know, yeah, I think that you know, I really, really need you to know, give me the truth about you know who. It was our wedding day, 'cause we're getting ready after spending 12 months in a vacuum. In perfume, walked in with a mischievous grin and said, "Let's set word on the Tina Dog." It was our wedding day, 'cause we're getting ready after spending 12 months in a vacuum. In perfume, walked in with a mischievous grin and said, "Don't talk about you know who, no, not a word about you know who."
All right, we need a few helpers. I never get to say this, but we're going to choose all of you who raised your hands. If you raised your hand, come on up, because we are going to take our Megillah out. All right, we're going to get in one long line on this front step. So on Purim, we read the whole Megillah. And one of the rules of reading the whole Megillah is that you unroll the whole Megillah. So we just heard one version of this story, and we're not going to read every word of the Megillah, but we are going to show you every word of the Megillah. And one way we're going to do that is we're going to stretch this out from one end all the way to the other. We're going to see if we can do it, okay? So I'm going to start over here. If you all stand on that right on the bottom of the first step, go all the way down so you're below the first step, and then put your arms out next to each other so you're not touching each other, and turn and face your parents. Nope, spread out more. So your fingertips are touching each other.
Another adult can come on up and help.
All right, everybody squeeze this way. You got a lot of people. Go this way. Everybody come this way. Come find a spot. We're going to run out of material here.
Thank you. I just worried. Got it?
You hold that. Elliot, you can. Okay, everybody who's over here, come find a spot on the Megillah and help hold it up. Go behind. Go behind. Go behind. Go behind. Go behind. That's one way to go behind. All right, lift it up high, everybody. Lift it up high.
Careful.
That's a little too high on my side. All right, now this is the real test. The cantor's going to chant a couple verses in Hebrew, and when you hear that special word, you know that we don't want to hear that word. So you are going to make sure we don't hear it, correct? Okay, and if you're holding the Megillah and you can't shake a grogger, you can use your mouth and make some noise when you hear that word, okay? Okay. All right, let's all listen up. And the cantor's going to share some of the Megillah with us.
Vayomer Haman למלך אחשוורוש ישנו עם אחד מפוצר ופורד בין העמים בכל מדונות מלכותך ודעתיהם שונות מכל עם ודעתי המלך מדוע אתה עוברת מצוות המלך ויהקורם המן רום אליו יום ולא שמע עליהם ויגדו להמן לראות יעמדו דברי מרדכי כי עד לכם אשר הוא המן.
It was long, long ago in a land far away that all the things happened we tell of today. The land was called Shushan, a happening place, a place that could put a smile on a face. A king was in charge there with a nice, big, long name. Not Frankie, nor Freaky, nor Frederick McFame. No, not even one of those fine names would do, for the king was Ahasuerus to me and to you. And the king and his queen, they did not get along. Things were not right there. They were really quite wrong. So Ahasuerus was stuck. He didn't want to be mean, but he had to say goodbye to Vashti, his queen. So no more queen. The king was on his own. When he sat on the throne, he sat all alone. The king didn't like that. He didn't like it at all, so he gave a shout out and gave his wise men a call. There would be a pageant for new queens to be. They'd all be in one place for the king to see. So the night did arrive that the big night came. There were many contestants, but they all seemed the same. Except for one nice girl, she caught the king's eye. She even had an uncle, a guy named... The girl's name was Esther, not Hester, nor Bee. Esther it had been, and Queen Esther it would be. There was an advisor, though, in the king's band of men, whose name was not Craig, nor Kelly, nor Ken. He announced to the others the minute he came in, "You should all know that my name is Haman." It turns out that Haman was not always kind. It seemed he had only one thing on his mind. He wanted the power. He was a fan of the glory, wanted it all bad enough to be the villain of our story. He commanded the people, told them to bow down. He commanded everyone in the entire town. But the Jewish people said, "No, no, your request is denied. We bow down to no one except Adonai. We will not, we cannot, we just shall not bow. We don't like that Haman. We wish he'd leave now." Haman was angry. He started to shout. These Jews he decided he could do without. Soon it became extremely clear it was time for Esther to act without fear. She had to tell Kingy her secret, she did. It was time that he knew she's a nice Jewish kid. The king was surprised. He was taken aback. He was caught uninsured, no Allstate or Aflac. He would stand by his queen and her people too, and he'd wonder how he could have been such a fool. He called his boy Haman to see him at once and promptly gave him the title of dunce. The king saved the Jews. He saved them, he did, with help from Queen Esther and that Mordecai kid. We wouldn't have been here to tell all of this stuff if Esther, the hero, had not gotten tough. We keep telling the story. We tell it each spring. We tell it and laugh and dress up and sing. So today we celebrate. We're happy, we Jews. We even dress up from our hats to our shoes. It does sound like a Dr. Seuss story. It's amazing you said that. We're going to roll up our Megillah, and as we do, we're going to hear some of our songs again. And anybody who's in costume, adults and kids, make your way forward, and we're going to do one lap around the sanctuary so that everybody can see everybody in costume. Wonderful job. Thank you, everybody. We want to give a big thank you to the Sachs family. The Sachs family, Mike and Bobby donated this beautiful Megillah that you saw earlier, which is a rendition of a beautiful piece of art. They gave it to the synagogue a couple years ago. We've been using it ever since. And to the Bober family. The Bober family earlier this year, right after that other dress-up holiday, they were very wise, and they went and they got a bunch of costumes for people to have. So all of the costumes that were out on the table, you can thank the Bober family because they provided those costumes so people could have a costume when they showed up on Purim at Temple. So thank you to those families that helped us to have Purim so successfully. We'll turn now in our prayer books as we begin to conclude the service. Page 282, please rise for the words of Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, la'tekedu la'liotzer v'reshit, shelo asanu k'guyei haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol ha'olam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malkei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu, v'nemar, v'haya Adonai, Lemelech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, yiyeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
Please be seated. There are stars up above, so far away, and we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. We're reminded that the same is true of those that we've loved and those that we've lost. And so we turn our thoughts now to those that we've lost recently in our community: Marilyn Cummings, Dennis Schindler, and Rita Woolman Stern. We add to their names those that we remember who've passed during this season and years prior: Kilara Attackman, Joseph Baer, Ida S. Block, Esther Buxbaum, Saul Fox, Frida Gertz, Maxine Gertz, Elizabeth Goldsmith, David Green, Eva Greenberger, Barnett Gerwitz, Sheldon Kutnick, Jack Mink, Morris M. Newman, Molly Polsky, Louis Schartenberg, Elaine Schnittman, Donald Shapiro, Louis Schwartz, Martha Virginia Stein, Charles Bob Sugarman, Seymour Sussman, Rose Vigder, Leah B. Weinberg, Dr. Edward Weisbrot, Ronald B. Weintraub, Ralph Weiner, Mendel Wiskind, and Julius Wolfand. If there are names I mispronounced or names you'd like to add to our list, please share them. Page 294. Please rise as we honor those that we've loved and lost with the words of Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, b'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam olmei almaya, yitbarak v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudashah b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechamata, ta'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, b'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Having connected with those that we've loved and lost, we connect with those around us as we bless each other as members of this community with the words of the priests. May God bless you and keep you. May God's presence be with you and be gracious unto you. May God's light shine within you always, and may it bring you peace. Please remain standing as we'll join together in our words of Kiddush and Motzi as we'll bless the meal of Shabbat found on page 4 and 5 in your prayer books if you want to follow along.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedushahu mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodesho b'yahavahu ratzon hinchilanu, zikaron le'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila l'mikra'e kodesh, zecher l'tziyad mitzrayim, Kivanu v'acharta, v'yotanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shavat kodecha, v'ahava uvratzon, hinchatanu, baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh hashabbat, amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Please be seated as we invite Elaine Newman, also known as Olaf, to share some announcements with us.
Shabbat Shalom. One of the great advantages of being on the board of the officers, so when your rabbi tells you to dress up in an Olaf costume, and you look in the mirror and you say, I was trying to go on a diet, and now I'm like, but it was fun, and it's so nice to see all of you here tonight, even though I can't see your faces. But it's nice to be back together once again. So Shabbat Shalom and happy pre-Purim. So the Interfaith Justice Alliance series started on Wednesday, and this Wednesday will be the second session. It will be at Temple Israel, March 16th. Please sign up. Religious School is selling Passover candy. You can order online, and I say this every week, but I think they're going to be at the Purim Carnival on Sunday. Is that right? Right. After service tonight, Brian Rolnick Fox will be leading a family-friendly Purim-themed improv class in the boardroom.
It's gonna be fun! Who wants fun? Who wants to laugh?
Okay, that's in the boardroom. And after services, we are finally going to be eating together, and the Hummintaschen baked by Sisterhood last week is so appreciated, and we are finally back to our own eggs. It's the first time in 2 years. So it's great to see all of you. Shabbat Shalom.
I was supposed to remind us at the beginning, if you haven't checked out our Purim fundraiser, please check out our Purim fundraiser on the videos. Kylie, you can see Kylie really well today for some reason. Kylie did a great job putting together all of our videos this year, as she always does, so please check those out. We thank our Rock Shabbat band. It's great to have you guys back. And it's great to see so many of our families here and to be able to have some fun together. The night's not over, so we hope you'll join Brian for a bunch of fun and have some Hamentaschen. And we'll close with this very special version of Adon Olam.
Coming out. Don't forget to go into the social hall for some Hamentaschen. Have a great weekend.